With this video, I'm actually starting a series of videos where I'm going to be talking about all of the things, all of the methods, all the steps that I take, the way I think, looking for products and good opportunities to start your Amazon FBA business. If you watch till the end, okay, don't tell anybody. If you watch till the end, I'm going to tell you exactly how can you get JungleScout Chrome extension and the web app for absolutely free. And I'm not breaking any rules here. So it's gonna be a very white label process. So wait till the end. Alright guys, what is up? How is everybody doing? I hope you've been having a great beginning to this month. It is an amazing month. This is the month when I started my Amazon FBA journey last year. I can't believe it's going to be 1 year of my FBA business within the next 10 days, and I'm just so excited for it. Well, if you haven't checked out my recent updates, I just made a video about me going to Canton Fair. I'll be going to Canton Fair this month on the 18th. I'm traveling on the 18th, which is basically going to be my 1 year anniversary of my Amazon FBA business. Alright, well, keeping everything apart, in this video I'm just going to talk about the JungleScout web app and the JungleScout Chrome extension, which are primarily the tools that I use, which are primarily the paid tools that you need to start your Amazon FBA business. So I would really appreciate if you can hit that thumbs up button, because it will really give me a good idea about if you're interested in this series. Anyways, we gotta roll that intro. Ciao. Well, if you're watching this video, I believe you're already somebody who has stumbled upon what is Amazon FBA all about, what is this universe, and why do you think it's a great opportunity. Well, I'm not going to debate that right now in this video. Let's keep that for another video. So I'm pretty sure that you're looking for something that can help you with your product research phase, that can help you find products, and JungleScout is exactly the thing that you need. The JungleScout web app and the Chrome extension. Now, don't make any judgments. I'm gonna actually walk you through the software so that you understand exactly what are the benefits and what are the pros and what are the cons, and why should you get it, and if you should get it or not at all. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get into my laptop, and I'm gonna exactly show you what do you need, what do these tools do, and how do they work, and I'm just gonna describe the layout and the web app for you and the Chrome extension, and then the judgment is up to you and for you to decide whether you need them or not. Alright, well folks, let's go to my computer screen and check out JungleScout, and we're going to be going to the website of junglescout.com and checking it out step by step and understanding what are these tools and why would you need them, if you need them at all. The first tool that we're going to be looking at is the web app. Now, what is the web app? The web app, that is a tool provided by JungleScout, is basically a product database. Alright, it's a product database, which means it's a collection of all the products that are listed on Amazon, and all it does is basically helps you discover products by browsing through the database. Alright, well guys, I'm gonna actually go to my dashboard of the web app and show you the exact sections and how do they work. But before that, let's actually go through the tool and understand what are their offerings and what are the features that they're giving us. Alright, I'm just gonna scroll down here. Alright, like I said, the first feature that you get, which is kind of like which is basically going to be the primary reason for you to buy this software, which is their product database. Alright, they have all of the products that are listed on Amazon, and this gets updated almost daily. So if you see a product on Amazon, it will be there in the JungleScout database. Now you might wonder if you can actually just go ahead and see the products that are listed on Amazon yourself. Why do you need the web app? Well, basically the web app is going to help you mine through those millions and millions of products just by entering certain search criteria. Now, for example, you can actually just enter a search criteria such as you just want to see products which are priced between $20 to $30 and exclude everything else out of the Amazon's universe. Now, The product database is going to do just that. It's actually going to browse through all of those millions of products and only show the ones which match your search criteria. Now, how cool is that? Imagine if you were to do this on Amazon by yourself. I don't think you can do that. I don't think you can do it in a year's time, and it's going to do it for you probably in under a minute, maybe even in under 30 seconds. So it's absolutely cool and it's very powerful. Alright, the second feature, which I'm going to just touch upon a little bit, that web app provides you is the product tracker. Now, why is that important, or why should you care about that? Well, it's absolutely important. Alright, for example, let's consider that you discovered that this water bottle, which is basically a protein shaker water bottle, is a good product to sell in the market. Alright, by looking at the data on the internet, by looking at the buying trends of this product. Now, how would you figure out if this product really sells? The product tracker does exactly that. It's going to track this product, the product that you drilled down to on Amazon, and it's going to track it for several days, as many days as you would want it to, and it also keeps a lot of historical data, and it's going to tell you exactly how many units are being sold. That way you can be confident about your product's choice, and you can be confident that the product that you're selecting will actually sell in the market, because XYZ sellers are already selling them and they're getting an average sales per day of 10 units, 15 units, or whatever that number is, right? So that is an absolute essential feature that this web app provides, because it instills confidence in you, and you are more confident when you're picking up a product because you already know that it has potential to sell and you're avoiding that guesswork. The third feature that the web app provides is the niche hunter. Now, the niche hunter is a little bit complicated to explain and it's a little too advanced, so we're just gonna skip that. I'm not going to talk about it because it's not going to make sense to you or help you in the initial days when you're starting out, and this is a beginner video, so let's just skip it and keep things simple. And I would love if you just don't worry about it at all. Don't look at what all are you getting, just look at the advantage that you're getting. Alright, just to add again, as you see, the JungleScout web app currently caters to all of the Amazon markets except Australia, because Australia is very new and I think they are still planning to launch it. They might be launching the web app for Australian database somewhere around the next year's first quarter, but before that it's not there. So as long as you don't want to sell in Australia, this app is good to go. Alright, now let's touch upon the pricing aspect a little bit before we dive into the tool and exactly see how does it all work. Well, the web app's lowest plan is for $39 a month, which is a starter plan which lets you track 40 products, which is actually a ton loads of product, and you should not be tracking more than that, because then it will be very difficult for you to even figure out which product to finalize and launch. So I would just advise that you should start with the starter plan, which is the one here on the rightmost corner, and upgrade when you are selling already on Amazon and when you just wanna mine in a lot of products and launch a bunch of products together. But when you're just starting out, I would just advise that pick the starter plan. Obviously pick the monthly bidding option. It's going to cost you $39. It does not include the niche hunter, but it includes all of the other features, and it is absolutely worth it. Now I'm gonna justify that by going inside the tool and exactly showing you how does it work. Alright, well achievers, now I'm actually going to log into my web app and show you how does it work and how does it look and what are the different sections that you need to be aware of while playing around with this tool once you purchase it. Alright, so let's just go ahead and log into my account. Yeah, so we're in. Now by default, I'm going to be actually landed upon the product tracker, and as you can see that I'm tracking a bunch of products here. I have the middle plan, I don't remember the name of it. So as you can see, I'm currently tracking 50 of the 80 products that I can track, which is actually a lot, and I'm just going to remove the ones which I think are not really looking good on numbers. So I'm just gonna remove them and make some more space to track more products. Well, anyways, let's just directly jump onto the product database, because that is what is important, and that is why the tool is important. Nothing else should really bother you right now. Alright, so once we open up and land into the product database by clicking here, you can see that the default marketplace that is selected is United States, but obviously you can switch that to any of the marketplace that you want based on where you want to sell. Alright, so I'm just going to keep it to United States. Next, on your left, you can see all of the categories that Amazon has. Now, what I usually advise is to first of all select all of these categories and remove the ones which you're not going to be selling in or which you're not going to be targeting. Alright, and that just simplifies your life so much. So without thinking a lot, and this is for all of the beginners out there and maybe even a lot of intermediate sellers, just check off the categories that I check off, and I'm going to exactly tell you why. So let's just start here. So I'm going to drop automotive, because again, I don't think I can sell big parts such as automotive. I'm going to actually even drop appliances, because that's going to pull out a lot of electronic stuff, which I don't think is a good place to start when you're just starting out your Amazon FBA business. I'm going to also check off books, because you just cannot make money in books. I'm going to check off CDs and vinyl, however you pronounce that, I don't know. I'm going to check off clothing, because it's absolutely complicated. I would advise you to stay away from it. I'm going to check off electronics as well. Grocery you cannot get into. Health and household, you can keep that checked. Industrial and scientific I usually remove, because I personally don't want to get in there, but you can keep it checked, and I'm going to keep it checked for the sake of the example. Kindle store is out of our boundary. Movies, of course. Music, of course. Musical instruments, of course. Again, they might be huge, heavy, and there can be quality issues with it, so I'm just going to check that off. Pet supplies is again eatable items, although on second thought it may not be eatable items, it could be accessories as well, so I'm just going to keep that checked. Software I'm going to check off. Video games I'm going to check off. Watches I'm going to check off, because people usually prefer branded products when they're buying something such as a watch. Alright, so these are the categories that I like to start with, or which I advise you to start with when you're just starting out and you are in the race to discover your first Amazon product, because all of the other categories are usually complicated and some of them are even gated. What that means is, in simple words, is that you require special permissions to get in those categories. Alright, moving on the right side, on the top right, the first section that you see is product tier. I'm going to check this to standard, and I would advise again for you to just check it to standard, because oversized products have a very high FBA fee, and I would strictly advise for you to just stay away from that if you're just starting out, because in the beginning all you want is to just launch a product and be confident about it and just get a sense of the entire process, instead of just taking too many risks and just increasing those. Oh no! Sorry guys, my memory card just got full and the recording got interrupted. Well, anyways, I'm back. So I was talking about product tier, and I was saying that just check the standard option and uncheck the oversized one, because it will just add a lot of FBA costs to you, which you don't want to deal with when you're just starting out your Amazon business, right? Alright, moving on. The seller section, just check FBA. FBA stands for Fulfillment by Amazon, which is what you are looking ahead to. Fulfillment by merchant are the products which the sellers are fulfilling themselves outside of Amazon, so you need to take care of the entire logistics and fulfillment once you actually get the order from the customer, which is again, like, it's a different ecosystem in itself, so just don't worry about it. And Amazon basically means that all the products that Amazon is actually selling directly. Alright, so we're gonna be just checking the FBA seller over here, because we're just looking for products which are already being private labeled and sold by other FBA sellers, so that you can find that opportunity and find that product and get in the race and make some money for yourself. Now let's move to filters. Now filters are very self-explanatory, and again, like, I'm just gonna go over them swiftly and just touch upon the ones which are important, and the rest you can explore as you get more advanced into your product research phase. Alright, so the first one is price. Again, like I was giving you the example, price is exactly what it seems to be. If you want to search for products in certain price range just because you think that would fall into your budget when you're sourcing them from China, so price would just do exactly that. You can actually set your minimum price to, like, for example, I keep telling you, you should not really sell products which are priced under $20 on average. So I would actually put this to 21, and the maximum price that I can actually look for is as high as 50, because there are products which are actually very cheaply manufactured and sold at a lot higher margin than just because of the perceived value in the market. So I would just put that to 50, and if I get too many results, I will probably pull it down to 30 or 40 or whatever, but that'll be a step ahead. Next, looking at the review count over here, the next filter is the reviews count on the right. So this I actually prefer to be under 80, because anything over 80 actually gets a little too complicated. So for example, on Amazon, a product's popularity is usually judged by the number of reviews it has. So if a product has a lot of reviews, that means it actually sells a lot more. Alright, just to give you some perspective, when I sell 100 units of my product, I get about 2 to 3 reviews, or even less sometimes. So only 2% of my orders generate reviews. So if you can imagine, if a product has 80 reviews, right, then how many sales would it have? Alright, do the math and let me know down below in the comments. How many units do you need to sell to get 80 reviews? Quiz. It's a quiz question, and whoever answers right gets call with me. You get to talk to me about your Amazon FBA business for an hour on call, Skype, Messenger, you name it. Anyways, moving on. So I like to keep it under 80, because if a product has more than 80 reviews, I just think that it gets too competitive in the market for somebody new to enter and make their own space. Moving on, we are just going to skip the next one, which is basically minimum net and maximum net, because this can get a little shady, because obviously you know that on Amazon a lot of sellers keep running a lot of offers, and Amazon also runs a lot of discounts. So the perceived revenue that this tool can fetch sometimes gets twisted, and I would just advise you to stay away from it. Minimum rating and maximum rating, again, this is the product rating. Now this is something that you can actually use. So you can actually find a product which sells a lot but has bad rating, so that you as a new seller can improve upon those drawbacks of that product, because people are actually giving a bad rating for it because of certain defects or certain things that they don't like about the product. You can actually go ahead and read those reviews and understand what are the problems that this product has, and fix them and launch it in the market with a fresh outlook, and you can kind of like just nail that. So maximum rating, I just put a number 4 here, and the minimum rating can be as low as 0, but I would actually want something that really sells. So I just put, I like to put 2.9 over here, not 3, because 3 is just on the borderline. So 2.9 to 4, because if there is a product in this rating category, it certainly has some scope of improvements. Alright, rank, which we are going to keep that for a separate video. So consider subscribing to my channel, because I'm going to be talking about these filters that I'm skipping right now in future videos where I dive deeper into product research. Next is weight. Weight, I like to keep it at a maximum of 2.5 pounds, because anything above that I think gets a little too heavy for you to ship, and if it's too heavy, it will actually increase your shipping costs, which will almost obviously increase your budget. which I think a lot of people don't have the luxury to start with. So just put 2.5 there, or maybe even 2, so that you can minimize your costs of launching your first product on Amazon. Next is sales. Now this is interesting. All right, this is an interesting filter, and I want you all to pay attention and listen to me. Here I actually like to put 330. All right, let's not complicate things. All right, I'm just getting magical. Anyways, here I like to put 300. Now why 300? Well, 300 because I want to actually sell at least 10 units of the product that I sell on Amazon at $10 profit, which would basically mean $100 per day in revenue. Sorry, $100 per day in profit, which would mean $3,000 a month in profit at a minimum. That is where I want to stand when I'm just starting out on Amazon as a new seller. That is where you should be aiming for, because anything too high is obviously, it might not be realistic for you because you're just starting out. So I just want to keep my videos and the information that I give very realistic. I want you to launch a product on Amazon not to get rich. I want you to launch a product on Amazon right now. Launch whatever you can. Just launch anything that you think is a good opportunity, but don't aim for making that money upfront immediately. Get an idea of the entire system, go through the entire process, and then aim higher. All right. First, you should try to achieve smaller milestones and then aiming at bigger goals. But first, you need to start. So we are going to aim for something that at least sells 300 units a month, which means at least 10 units a day on average. And maximum, I don't know, like it just can, sky's the limit. So I'm just not going to put a number over there. Sellers, again, you can skip, but you can obviously put maximum number of sellers as 1 here, so that you are only seeing the products which are being sold by individual sellers on Amazon. Revenue, again, this is subjective. It can change based on the offers run on that month by sellers. So I'm just gonna skip that again. And that is it. Those are the filters that I like to start with when I'm just starting out on Amazon, when I'm just starting out my product research phase. And this is what I want you to set it up and just get an understanding of how does it work. Now we're going to do something absolutely magical right now. We are just going to go here and hit this orange button which has the word search written on it, and you're going to see magic. But first, before you click that, don't click that, don't click that. Before you click that, check this out. It's actually telling you, JungleScout is telling you currently it has 66 million active products in its database. All right, 66 million active products. You can imagine, is there, in your wildest dreams, even if you're doing this 24/7, 365 throughout the year for a decade, I don't think you can analyze all of those 66 million products. It's just too many. All right, so once we hit that search button, it's going to actually browse through all of these 66 million products, and it's going to give you a smaller number of products based on your search criteria, so that you can actually go through them and find a good opportunity to look for. All right, I'm gonna hit search and let's see how many products do we see. Any guesses? All right, let's just hit search and let it do the magic. We have to be patient, by the way. Throughout the Amazon FBA product research phase, we have to be very patient. All right. 1 second. All right, well guys, as you can see, we have actually drilled down to just 1,902 products out of those 66 million products that JungleScout has in its database. Now, how did this happen? This happened because we have actually excluded a bunch of categories here. We've only picked standard size. We've actually put filters for our price range, our monthly average sales, and the product ratings, and maximum capping on our reviews of 80. All right, so that is how you use this product database by JungleScout to get a bunch of products out of the Amazon's database just by a few clicks, just by selecting a certain criteria and going through a few clicks, right? Now you've got these 900 products which you can actually go through one by one. It will take a while, and I want to stress on this fact that you have to be very patient when you're looking for products, because you're actually planning to start a business here. You're not looking for products to put your bet on something and just having it magically expecting it to work. It'll not happen. You're actually figuring out a good opportunity here. So if this tool has actually eliminated over 66 million products to give you just 1900 products based on your search criteria, you should be very grateful about this, right? Sorry, just got a package from Amazon.in. I'm not sponsoring them. I don't sell on Amazon.in. That is all for this video, guys. I'm actually going to create a follow-up video where I would evaluate these 1902 product ideas that we have got from JungleScout, and I'm just going to go through the process of product evaluation so that you can understand how do I eliminate products, how do I make this list shorter, and how do I actually drill down myself to a certain bunch of product ideas which I can actually count on my fingers and then observe them for a couple of weeks to evaluate their actual market potential. Now, this might sound a little bit fancy to you, but it's not that very difficult. I believe I've already conveyed a lot of information in this video. If you have enjoyed watching this tutorial from ground up, please, I would really appreciate you hit that thumbs up button, because it really means the world to me, and it would also give me an idea about how many of you all are interested in the follow-up video. If I get 50 to 60 likes on this video, I'm going to create that video as soon as possible, maybe even right away or tomorrow, and release it for you guys. I'm so happy to create more content for you, and we're going to be diving deeper into this web app. It has a lot more features.